Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. So let's change gears now for the next segment. We've been talking about the illegality of the UN Security Council resolution, the moral and intellectual bankruptcy of these proceedings, and the infamy that has now attached to the various countries that have voted for it or capitulated to it. But let's also look at this sudden change by Obama. As I pointed out, up until the last 12 to 18 hours before the UN vote, the predominant voices from the Obama regime, be it Gates at the Pentagon, Hillary at the State Department, and the White House spokesman there, that guy Carney, right, saying you can't send military equipment to a post office box in the desert, all of them were very skeptical, stressing the disadvantages of a no-fly zone, and even the French Foreign Minister Juppé saying it's too late for a no-fly zone. And then in that last 12 to 18 hours, the U.S. regime takes the lead, saying we've now decided that not only do we need the no-fly zone that we've been denigrating, that we've been playing down, but we also want airstrikes. We want a blank check for airstrikes. And this raises this issue of blackmail. Obama blackmailable because there's no birth certificate, because of the Indonesian naturalization question. Obama blackmailable on the Larry Sinclair dossier. And Obama blackmailed on the Rezko Blagojevich, Chicago, Illinois, bipartisan combine corruption issues. So at least the issue of the birth certificate and the matter of the Indonesian naturalization could be addressed. So for this, let's get a progress report for the person who has done more than any other to keep that issue in the public eye, and that's Phil Berg of Philadelphia. Welcome, Phil.
My pleasure to be on, and I feel good that I've delayed in my tactics right now, because as time moves on, more and more people are discussing the fact that questioning Obama, and I'm very pleased that Donald Trump has now put his 2 cents in on it.
Is that right? Tell us all about it.
Well, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but Donald Trump was interviewed by ABC News, I believe, yesterday, and now it's starting to get played out on the Internet about the birthers. And a question was asked, and then Obama came out and said, Trump came out and said, listen, you know, if I decide to run for office, and he's still playing, and I think he would be a good candidate, but Trump said if I came out as a candidate for president and people went to interview my people from my kindergarten class, they would know me and they would comment on me, and it's really questionable because no one knows anything. No one's come forth about Obama's past up till later in life. And he said, that to me is a real issue. Also, he brought up the fact that there is a question about where Obama was born, and that's being played, and I think that's significant. I'm going to try personally to get in touch with Trump now, because he has a couple things. He has the guts to do it, and also he has the money to do it. This could make him a star, but he came out, and after his remarks, people are now saying he's a birther, because anyone's a birther who questions anything about Obama. And he does question, because there's some real question where he was born. So I think this is significant. And then that was just discussed this morning on a talk show, and I heard, I forget who the Sunday morning host is on Fox News, but
Chris Wallace
came out. I'm sorry?
Chris Wallace.
Yeah, well, so Wallace came out and said, well, this is an issue that we shouldn't deal with. You know, he's been in office 2.5 years, and there's more important issues to deal with. Well, Wallace is wrong, because the fact is that Obama, as you just said, is probably being blackmailed, the thing I brought up a long time ago. And Obama, to me, is a fraud, a phony imposter, and this is the biggest hoax against the United States of America. And I think we have to equate it to, how about a doctor who's been practicing medicine for 15 years, and then they discover that he never went to medical school. Do they just forget about it? No, they prosecute that person. If they find out a lawyer is practicing without a license, what do? They prosecute. They say you can't do any more, and they prosecute. and doctors and lawyers that practice without license, go to jail. Well, it's much more serious when we have the president who's a fraud and a phony, and he is. And you're right. Look at the change in what's going on in Libya. Obama is vulnerable on all sorts from all kinds of people because I believe the powers that be. No, I'm waiting for Gaddafi to come back and say, listen, who the heck is Obama talking about this? I'm waiting for one of these people that were opposing to come back at Obama and say, you're a phony. Here, we have the documentation because the documentation is out there. And I know
Gaddafi one thing to point out is that Gaddafi did say, his son said, that they had financed Sarkozy's election campaign. And if they financed Sarkozy, they may well have financed Obama as well.
Very, very, very possible. But then I question how Obama's now going to step in against them in Libya, or they will come out against
rented. Obama can be rented but not bought.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I think, so I'm going to pursue now against Donald Trump, see if he'll expand on it. Just the fact he mentioned it, this topic has not gone away. I'm going on this August, it'll be 3 years, and it hasn't gone away because Obama has not proved that he's constitutionally eligible to be president. And the fact is he's not constitutionally eligible to be president because he's not, and this is like absurd, the fact that, people like, they keep saying, oh, it's not important. It is very important. It's very significant. And I'm not going to stop, and the American people shouldn't stop, because when it's found out that Obama is not natural born, I believe he's out of office at that point. I think Darrell Issa has a great opportunity as a Republican, and if he doesn't do it, I think his job can be in question in the future. But the thing is that Darrell Issa, because he has subpoena power now, Darrell Issa can come up with he could subpoena Obama in and subpoena Obama's records, and I think if he had one hearing, the ball game's over. Obama's out. And why is this serious? It's serious because he's not constitutionally eligible, and therefore he has to be out of office. Everyone around him should be subjected to our criminal justice system, and those that are found guilty should go to jail. And Obama should go to jail and or be deported if they make some deal for him. Here we are in the United States. We're saying Gaddafi has to be out of office, but it's the time that the American media stood up and said, Obama, if you can't show you're constitutionally eligible, you're out of office. I mean, it's outrageous, in my opinion, what is transpiring. And I'm going to keep up my efforts, and very soon we have that. We're going to be filing another lawsuit, and then we'll be putting pressure on Darrell Issa. We're going to be putting pressure on other Republicans because it's essential. It's essential for all of us to know that we have a legitimate leader in there. And I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on this. And again, for some new listeners out there, people keep saying it's a right-wing conspiracy. Excuse me, wrong. I am a lifelong Democrat. I ran for U.S. Senate and governor in Pennsylvania primaries. Number one. Number two, they keep then saying I'm a racist. Well, I'm white and Jewish and also paid-up life member of the NAACP. So I have nothing personally against Obama. I do as far as on issues, but the reason I'm in there is there's nothing more important than our U.S. Constitution. And I will continue to stand firm and continue to fight for the truth for the American people, for the American public. Because think about it. Someone else can say, well, gee, I'm being arrested. Well, I see time's up, but go to ObamaCrimes.com. I didn't mention that. Our website, ObamaCrimes.com, and send us some money if you can. Help us with the cause, and we're going to keep fighting.
Okay, Phil. See you next week. Keep it up. We'll be back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.